This episode has a lot more to come. It looks like Brad Garlinghouse is taking a quick shot at connecting there while we wait for Ripple's stablecoin. We are going to look into it more. When Apex's stablecoin comes out next month, I'm interested to see what they call it. We will talk about removing present officials from office because they are against crypto. You should see Joel's list of on-demand liquidity users and Ripple partners before you look at the top 100 payment crossboards. Kat is talking about payments that have been checked by SBI. There's a lot going on in the news right now. Crypto is it. Bitcoin's value has gone up 73% in the last 24 hours to $1.612182. Ethereum's value has gone up to $2,930. Also, it's up 73% right now. Bitcoin and Ethereum are both up, but XRP is only worth 50 cents. This is very interesting. 73%. In these two stores, US dollars and US dollars come in packs of one. They are almost exact copies of each other. It's up 34% altogether. What will happen next now that the market value of cryptocurrencies is $291 billion or $2 trillion? You already know how things are going to go. We're still in the chop area, but there hasn't been a big breakout yet. The price of Bitcoin will keep going up and down and sideways until there is a big rise in the 74,000 area. The question is whether it will happen in May of this year, will begin in June or July. Look at how huge the rise is. Don't forget that by the end of this year, the Bitcoin markets will have between $4.50 and $55 trillion in value. Brad thinks that there will be between $4.50 and $55 trillion in cryptocurrencies by the end of this year. Some of these costs will go up. In 2020 and 2021, a lot of coins will not hit their all-time highs. But I think this bull market will keep going strong for a few more years. I think that every coin will hit a new high point, especially since the market value of all coins will be almost $7 trillion at the end. The market for cryptocurrencies is once again in a mess. The CEO of Ripple says that the government is taking specific legal action against Tether because of records about Bitcoin ETFs. We read a story not long ago about NFTs or NFT market agencies. We've already written 6 or 7 stories about it. It's likely that 5 or 6 more will follow. Today is now and always has been. When those papers come out, let's take a better look. This Brad story says that Brad Garlinghouse. Concerns have been raised by the CEO of Ripple about governmental actions aimed at the cryptocurrency industry, especially the US government's Tether contamination. Garlinghouse says that the government has selectively implemented laws and hasn't done much to stop similar actions in the traditional stock market because of bias against crypto. It worries the CEO of Garlinghouse that Tether stablecoin reserves, which are built on the US dollar, are not open to the public. Could put money at risk. Some people have said that Tether doesn't fully back its tokens with real dollars. Garlinghouse uses naked shorting, which is selling stocks short without borrowing money, to show that the US government has been harsh on cryptocurrency while staying silent on similar actions in traditional stock markets. The method at its core is controversial but legal. It is interesting to hear what Garlinghouse has to say about the need for fair and equal rules that protect investors and support new ideas in both the cryptocurrency and traditional financial markets. Don't you think so? Ripple is a stablecoin that grew out of Brad's network. It pokes fun at each other and addresses a worry that we've all had for years. Tether is never backed by the US dollar and is always printed. It would be good if they decided to make Bitcoin more valuable. It's interesting that you know how well the stable currency does in these areas. I think a lot of people will use it because it will be faster and cheaper than using a stablecoin built on top of the Ethereum network. I think that a lot of people who move money, trade, buy and sell different assets and enter stablecoins will start to use Ripple as their main form of payment. I'm going to do that right now. That much is clear. If we get a stablecoin that is liquid enough on the XRP system, it will likely cost you between $60 and $80. I think that we will find out. I think it will take another 4 years or about 1 full bull cycle for this to really start to rise. I will also keep an eye on where the article is posted and make sure that this item fits with market trends. James Rule is looking for people who will back cryptocurrencies in the United States. He published an anti-crypto list that you can look at. It ranks each candidate based on how much they back or oppose cryptocurrencies. It's pretty easy to do cryptography. What should we do next? There needs to be cryptocurrency fans in the office, or at least people who know what Bitcoin is and don't call it maze. It really makes our country look bad when people in government power talk about cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, let alone the uses that people want to use it for. These people need to leave the United States because these companies are being forced to leave the country, which is not a good thing. Chad, I just want to make sure you understand this 100-country deal. The list says it is from 2024 by FXC Intelligence. It is full to the brim. Partner, that's all there is to it for using Ripple funds. Let's go crazy. What do you think about the people who work with Ripple, or who do they work with now? The people should be at the bottom. MasterCard works with companies, the kinds of places we know and love that aren't banks. We know about MasterCard, Visa, and I think Walmart was one of them all over the world. I think Santander, RBC, UBS, and HSBC Standard Charter, as well as Amex, Mellon's, Bank of America, were also on the W list. I need to check again. It's full, as you can see. Take a look at the back of the VC. The wave of the flute is 100%, and the list goes on. Personally, I think that Ripple showed up somewhere, but I could be wrong. In fact, this is a popular phrase. Every stone you come across changes in a way that is similar to how rocks do. Allow us to make this clear: ripples are involved. This makes no sense. When Barron looks at a small part of Ripple's teamwork, he acts one bank after another. Anyone who works with XRP and Ripple will surely wonder, this is a huge sleeping volcano that might be waiting for an explosion and a way out. That's right, this is because, can you remember the pairs they're with? Ripples will eventually run or cross the lines when you use XRP. We know that on-demand funding will be the first to go through it. There are 3 levels to the plan as a whole. First, we teach people how to use Swift, which is not a tool. After that, we tell them to use the blockchain. Finally, we want them to keep XRP. As soon as they understand how blockchain works, we introduce them to XRP, a cryptocurrency that makes sending money between countries faster and cheaper. By using this method, they can save up to 90% because they can use the network to send money to these faraway places without ever having to keep it on hand. The third way then buys a lot of XRP to take advantage of the extra work and money they saved. When they need to send money, they can use their own network. Paul says the third way is for money to cross countries and go into many things that can't be easily cashed out. Here is a list of all the ripples that are empty. Because they work together, you can see all of these different guys. It may sound crazy, but SBI is there for all of these. That's right, stocks are just a bunch of banks. That's it, guys. That's all there is to it. This probably has more to do with the money they have on hand right now than with the deals they're writing today to start doing business. To go into even more depth, think about this: there might be a monster sleeping here. Okay, time is almost up. Let's look at this B cycle, which shows where that price peaked. Now the question is, should we just call it $3 for ease of use once we pass $282? You can't follow the chart. As soon as the US dollar goes over $3, anything is possible. There is no better way to predict how the price of XRP will move in the future. Price finding is the name for it. We don't know that, do we? This thing can blow up in a parabola shape. We're not sure if this can go over $10. It costs $12, $14, $17, or $24. We do know, though, that the next few days will be very interesting and fun as David Schwartz joins the SBI VC trade and runs an XRP purported verify, which is something we've already talked about. Businesses, banks, and other organizations that run validators want to start verifying their own transactions as well as the networks. In any case, they use it to make payments and run an XRP system. Since 2017, I've been hearing rumblings and rumors about SBI, so it doesn't surprise me if they want to pay or settle bills in RP. Last but not least, they work. The validator has been received. The next step is to find out if they're sending money to those 62 account numbers using XRP. Go across the border into Singapore, Thailand. How long it takes for Malaysia and Australia to get there.